Hello, everyone. I'm Major Garrett in Washington. Right now in America decides a gunman opens fire on the campus of Florida State University in Tallahassee. Here is what we know. 2 people are dead. 6 have been wounded. Police say the deceased are not students of Florida State University. The 20-year-old shooter is believed to be a student, and he is in custody.
The question as it relates to who is the shooter is 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner, and he's the son of a Leon County Sheriff deputy. Unfortunately, her son had access to one of her weapons, and that was one of the weapons that was found at the scene.
We start tonight with Scott MacFarlane here in Washington and Anna Schecter in New York. Anna, let me start with you. That was an amazing disclosure at the press conference that the shooter is believed to be the son of a active duty Leon County Sheriff's deputy. What else do we know?
You're absolutely right. In fact, we were sitting here in the newsroom, and when we heard that, wow, not just that he's the son of a sheriff's deputy, but that he used a weapon that had been her service weapon. She was able to purchase that, so that was her personal handgun that he used in the shooting. We also learned that he had a long gun on his person. It's unclear at this stage in the investigation if he shot anyone with it. We learned that just moments ago. The 6 injured, we don't know if they are students or not. We're still waiting. They did not reveal the identities of any of the victims. 2 deceased who were not students. We're still waiting to hear more. One other thing that jumped out at me is the suspect, when he was apprehended by FSU police, he did not comply with the orders that they were giving him. He did not shoot at them, but he didn't comply. And at that point, that's when officers fired at him and shot him. He is injured. He is currently in the hospital right now. Major?
Scott MacFarlane, what do you have?
One of the things they noted is that the deputy is an SRO. They use the term SRO. That means school resource officer. Those are the law enforcement police officers or sheriff's deputies who work in the schools and are specifically detailed to make relationships with young people and, to a degree, in so many school systems, teach safe storage and safe handling of guns. It was that type of school resource officer whose son has been arrested. This is the first mass school shooting of the Trump administration, part 2, which means there are new leaders at the FBI and the new director, the new deputy director, the attorney general, all posted messages today that they've been briefed on this, that they're aware of this. The president was asked about this a short while ago, but before I tell you what he said, we'll note that the law enforcement press conference made clear this is a state's attorney's case right now. This is a local prosecution. There's been no indication yet. Way too soon to know if the feds are going to get involved. The president was asked a short while ago whether this makes him want to think about new gun control law. He's already been asked about that. His answer was, well, I'm going to have to look. I'm a big advocate of the Second Amendment. These things are terrible, but the gun doesn't do the shooting. The people do. The president in the Oval Office a short while ago. Some of the other things we got from our sources today, Major, were noteworthy. That obviously this is a university that used a protocol in response to this shooting that has been sadly practiced over the years. They had a reunion center, a reunification center for the students to meet up with their families at a civic center nearby. They had those push alerts to send out. Sadly, it's been a muscle memory that's formed, and universities and schools have learned this. And one other note from a source inside law enforcement who wanted to reinforce something to us. There are a number of students on that campus today who were students at Marjory Stoneman Douglas in 2018, who were freshmen at that campus and have now gone through 2 of these things.
Scott, you've also been reporting on new gun laws in Florida that might shed some light on all this. What can you tell us?
It's just down the road. It's Tallahassee. At the State House, they have been considering a law to pull back some of the gun control and safety measures passed in the weeks after Parkland. It's not sure this is all relevant to the sequence of events in this case, but one of the components of it was to make it more difficult for people under the age of 21 to get their hands on a gun. Not sure that this legislation is going to end up getting past the finish line to repeal those safety efforts this legislature, but the safety advocates, Major, are quite confident it will be tried again next year.
Scott MacFarlane and Anna Schecter, thank you very much. I want to bring in Fin Gómez. He joins me here at the desk. Fin, Scott MacFarlane summarized President Trump's most recent comments on this, leaning into his advocacy of the Second Amendment.
That's right, and he as Scott said, he was asked directly about this in the Oval Office, and he said, you know, that it was a shame, it was a horrible thing, but the Second Amendment, he was a big advocate of the Second Amendment, and something he ran on, you know, as being an advocate of the Second Amendment. So tonally, I'm sure there will be criticism over his comments there, especially, you know, so close to this terrible news from Tallahassee.
But also, it is a frequently cited Republican talking point in moments like this. It's not the weapon, it's the perpetrator.
It's the perpetrator, that's right. And that's what he did say. The gun doesn't do the shooting, the people do. And that's often, you know, like you said, it's a mantra we've heard for decades now.